Now all this took place because the Israelites had sinned against the Lord their God, who had brought them up out of Egypt under the power of the Pharaoh king of Egypt. They worshipped other gods and followed the practices of the nations the Lord had driven out before them, as well as the practices that the kings of Israel had introduced. The Israelites secretly did things against the Lord their God that were not right. From watchtower to fortified city, they built themselves high places in all their towns. And they set up sacred stones and Asherah poles on every high hill and under every spreading tree. At every high place they burned incense, as the nations whom the Lord had driven out before them had done. They did wicked things that provoked the Lord to anger. They worshipped idols, for the Lord had said, "You shall not do this." The Lord warned Israel and Judah through all his prophets and seers, "Turn from your evil ways, observe my commands and decrees, in accordance with the entire law that I have commanded your fathers to obey, and that I delivered to you through my servants, the prophets." But they would not listen, and were stiff-necked as their fathers, who did not trust in the Lord their God, and they rejected his decrees and the covenant that he had made with their fathers, and the warnings that he had given them. They followed worthless idols, and themselves became worthless. They imitated the nations around them, although the Lord had ordered them, "Do not do as they do." And they did the things the Lord had forbid them to do. They forsook all the commands of the Lord their God, and made themselves two idols cast in the shape of calves and an Asherah pole. They bowed down to all the starry host, and they worshipped Baal. They sacrificed their sons and daughters in the fire. They practiced divination and sorcery, and sold themselves to do evil in the eyes of the Lord, provoking him to anger. So the Lord was very angry with Israel and removed them from his presence. Only the tribe of Judah was left, and even Judah did not keep the commands of the Lord their God. They followed the practices Israel had introduced. Therefore the Lord rejected all the people of Israel. He afflicted them and gave them into the hands of plunderers until he thrust them from his presence. Now when he tore Israel away from the house of David, he made Jeroboam the son of Nebat their king. Jeroboam enticed Israel away from the following the Lord and caused them to commit great sin. The Israelites persisted in the sins of Jeroboam and did not turn away from them until the Lord removed them from his presence, as he had warned through all his servants and prophets. So the people of Israel were taken from their homeland into exile in Assyria, and they are there still. Assyria his handiwork, he loved the mountains. Egypt his people, 80% black, and Israel his sketchy inheritance, 4 times turned away.